So hello and welcome to the channel. This video we're going to talk about debugging errors. We're going to look at, we've already kind of went through the errors that will occur when we're programming in Java. Now we're going to look at ways to, solve the problems when, things aren't working exactly the way they should be. We went through, normally a syntax error is pretty simplistic to debug. You're not going to need too much crazy skill sets to get these ones. They kind of show up, give you a little bit of an indicator of what's going on, where to look. Even the compiler will give you a line number and a place to start looking. The runtime error is a little bit harder. It does crash the application, but I mean, if you're testing your applications before you're producing them or creating, sending them to the publisher or publishing them yourself, creating them to put out, then you're going to obviously find these runtime errors before, and maybe not in certain cases. Maybe, you got a little application on the side, or like a function that happens over on the side with your, one of these buttons over here was loaded, you hit it and it just crashes the whole program. And sometimes, without proper testing and proper real vigorous testing of your actual application, you might overlook something like that, but generally it's fairly easy to get that one done. Now the logic error, or as I call it myself, and it's not for you guys, it's just, for me, I just call it the ID10T, because every time I figure it out, I'm always, oh, you idiot type of thing. Like, it's a eureka moment. Like, you did that thing so small. So what we're gonna do is, we have this thing, the debugger up here, and it's a very, very powerful tool when it comes to trying to figure out an issue here. And when we were looking at this one before, if we went through this series, and what I set up here is I wanted it to go, a 0 plus 1, and then that'll be, oh, went the wrong way there. 0 plus 1 is 1, and then 1 plus 2 is 3, and then 3 plus 3 is 6, and then 6 plus 4, so we're incrementing this by 1, and then we're trying to add those values together. And our result should typically turn out, if we're doing from 0 to 9, adding each number to the next number, which should be 45. And the logic of this, this loop here, is we're coming into the loop. X is 0. Is it less than 10? Yes, it still is. So we'll go here, we'll increment it by 1, we'll jump into the loop. We do it here, we come back out. It's now 1. Is X now, less than 10? Yep. We'll jump back into the loop, we'll do this, we'll come back out. X is now 2 because we incremented it. It's 2, is it less than 10? Yep. We come back around, we increment it to 3, we drop around, that's a loop. So that's your typical loop. We'll talk more about loops and, these different structures when the time comes, but this is for debugging logic errors. So if we run this now, we should have expected to see that this should be coming out at 45. And no, it's 9. So, we did something wrong here. So, what we can do is we just click this number here, and now we put in a line breakpoint. And so what this is technically, we can actually put it here as well. And this is a kind of a stopper for us when we go and use our debugger. So I'll just run the debugger now, and we'll kind of step through this program as it goes. It gets all the way down to here. Now we're here, and we can kind of go through our variables that we have all in our program. These ones up here, like num1, num2, don't matter. This guy right here is the one we're looking at, and right now he's equal to 2, so that's kind of, suspicious, if anything, because, at this point we said we wanted to start at 0. So there's something already kind of, odd to us here. I'm not too sure if you can actually see these values all that well, or if I can scroll this up to, hopefully you can see them. I'll just get that blue out of the way. So it is, a 2. So it is kind of messing up already, but let's just, step through this. We'll go to the step into, go to F7. We jump in here now, and result is equal to, still at this point, we got it equal to 2. You know, let's continue now. Okay, now result is equal to, if we go drag it here, now it's equal to 0. Okay, that's seeming a little bit more, you know, we had 0 here. Okay, so let's keep on continuing. Now result is equal to 1, so that seems right. Now, you know, what's x at this point, because this is x here. Oh, x is 2. Okay, so let's hit next. Oh no, so we can kind of see that, you know, it didn't add it. If x was 1 the last time, or if, result was 1 the last time, it was 2, and there's no way that this can turn out to be 2. So we know, okay, something's wrong here. You know, what is it? We can kind of look over. You know, we can continue to go through this too if you want to see, you know, it's 3, x is 4 this time. We'll move on. It's 4, now it's 5. You know, we're not adding anything here. It's not actually adding. So I think we figured out what our problem was at this point, right? So now we'll just hit this, and we know that what we did wrong was we actually, you know, we didn't use our shorthand operator here. So this was a problem. So now we can, you know, we'll leave these in, and let's just step through our program one more time to kind of give ourselves a added benefit that this is, you know, just give ourselves ease of mind. So now result is still 2 at this point. And now that's kind of awkward because we're already here. The result should be equal to 0. So maybe there's just something going wrong. You know, we hit the play button, step through, and we go inside here, and result is now equal to 2. X is equal to 0. Okay, that's kind of weird. You know, x now is 0, but result is 2. So we go here, and we go now, x is 1 and result is 2, so we didn't add quite yet. Go here now. Oh, we added that 1 to 3, so it's going up to 3 now. If x is 2 this time, the next time, you know, if we're adding, then result should be, you know, 5. So we can move on. Oh, it's 5. Okay, so we got what we came for now, and you know, 5 plus 3 is 8. And we keep, you know, you step through and we keep doing this and go, and boom, boom, boom. It looks like we're pulling it off this time, going up. You know, should be equal to 45 this time. What's going on? 47. Oh yeah, okay, so it was this guy here, because he's already assigned to a value, you know, it's 2. So that's kind of the whole debugger situation. I mean, that's just a basic version of the debugger. There's a lot more functionality. There's a lot more going on with the debugger that you can definitely look over quite a bit more than what I just showed you here. So I'll just run again just for, you know, giggles. Here's the result value at 0 at this time. We, you know, reinitialized it to 0. So we can look at our variables again. We know, okay, so result is in fact 0 at this point. That's good. And you step through and you go, you know, so result is 0. It's 0. Good. Next one. Result is 0, and 0 plus 1 should be 1 next time. Nice. Okay, so 1 plus 2 should be 3. Perfect. So now we're kind of getting the right results that we think we're supposed to get. You know, 6 the next time, stuff like that. And then there's like really good, like there's quite a bit of functionality, right? So you can look at different things. You can, you know, once you get to a little bit more, I'm not going to get into too much with the whole entirety of what's going on here, because there's quite a bit that can actually, you know, go to benefit you here. You can, it's going to help you quite a bit when it comes down to it. So it's just, you know, do this whenever you need to, whenever logic's not adding up. And it's kind of the same thing as going through the program on a piece of paper. And you know, if you get efficient with this debugger, it's going to be your best friend when programming and trying to, you know, get certain logics out. And we get now our 45 and it works the way we had originally planned for it to, right? So the debugger is a very good, very powerful tool when, you know, trying to get these errors to, you know, level out for you. So just be aware of the debugger. Start making it your friend if you are having issues. Even play around with it. You can, you know, you can just stick them in everywhere, just to, you know, get a little bit better of an understanding of what's going on. There we go. A little better understanding what's going on in your code. You know, what things are. You know, it gets difficult when we start actually, you know, getting into a nested loop. So if you take this loop and put it inside this loop, oh, what's going on there? There we go. You put another one inside that one, right? And then you want to start doing. I gotta change this. I can't reinitialize it, but there. And once you get inside here, now you want to actually print off result. You know, add it up to y plus x. So it gets totally different. And you will need this. You're gonna need, you know, you're gonna add y plus the x value, and each time you're gonna put that in stored in result and print it out. Now that's a whole new ball game. So stepping in from here and doing this one loop, and then it goes in here and does this 9 times, steps back out, does this one, comes back in here, does this 9 more times, and steps out here, does this 9 times, and does, you know, it runs this 9 times for this loop, but inside here this loop's running 9 times itself each time this one runs. So this run once, this will run 9 times, this runs for the second time, this run 9 times. So I mean, that's when, you know, it gets pretty difficult, and you're going to start seeing stuff like this. That's what we're going to get into in the next little videos. I think we're going to go into logic now and start talking more about logic, maybe build some more on our program that we were building. But that's the debugger. Hope it helps you. It helps me lots. So if you have any, you know, comments, questions, that's it for this video. I do appreciate you watching. Hopefully I help you with something, and you come away with something from this. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, or future or ideas for future videos, topics you want to see, just leave it in the comment section below. Subscribe, and thanks very much for watching. Catch you in the next video.